95.7 The Game breaking news.
Oh, man. This is how you know you're getting older and you just don't expect it. The logo of the NBA, Jerry West, the architect of the LA Lakers, helped spurn the Warriors dynasty, has just passed away at the age of 86 years old. 86 years old, Jerry West has just passed away. The logo. And you want to talk about one of the greatest basketball players of all time, one of the most accomplished basketball players of all time, Mr. Laker. He won a championship as a player in 1972 that came against the New York Knicks. He was the Finals MVP in as losing the series. He was the Finals MVP in 1969. He's an 8-time champ as an executive, 80, 82, 85, 87, 88, 2000. And then, of course, 2 championships with the Golden State Warriors. 2-time NBA Executive of the Year. He's inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame for 3 different roles. Player, executive, contributor. He's just passed away at the age of 86 years old. And so the basketball world will mourn today and will mourn for a long time. You think of the NBA, you think of basketball, you think of everybody like the jumper, the guy who loved the game. I got to hear Jerry West talk at it one evening. Just unbelievable basketball knowledge. Knew the game, helped recruit Kevin Durant here. Damn. He's gone now at the age of 86, and he looked like he was in great shape, great health, moving around, loves the game, skills, could talk. Didn't seem like he lost his fastball. Jerry West passes away at the age of 86 years old.
There are 2 people that I think of as guys who are basketball lifers who could do it all. It's Pat Riley and Jerry West. And Jerry West, I would even hold in higher regard than Pat Riley. No disrespect to Pat Riley at all. I'm saying this in a loving way. Like when I think of putting the rings on the table and being able to connect with young people and like understanding how to evolve a roster as the league is evolving and to put together competitive championship teams. I mean, I was just at the break thinking about how I was frustrated with Giants fans listening to that last call.
And Chris is a good call. I want Chris to call
look,
back.
It's his perspective, but like Bonte, like here's okay. And I don't mean to bring it back to Farhan as we're reminiscing about Jerry West. There's not one person on the planet, if I say the name Jerry West to you, that goes, oh yeah, he can't build a contender. When I think of the name Jerry West, yes, the logo, the basketball player, all those finals losses and how competitive he was and him and Elgin Baylor and just a variety of things, like greatest combinations ever. But the number one thing that I think of as a Warrior fan is like, that dude built contender after contender after contender. And everywhere he went, immediate success, immediate credibility, immediate cutthroat transactions to make that organization, boom, catapulting all the way to the top. Doesn't mean they're going to win it every year, but I know when Jerry West is at the helm, you immediately have basketball savant thought process. And I know that you're going to try to put together a champion. And I know we'll have a conversation about Farhan later, and I'll spin it back to him because I was thinking about how I don't believe that he can build a team that can compete. But I know that man, Jerry West, and what he did for the Warriors, immediate credibility. As a Warrior fan, I remember the day they brought in Jerry West, like, Jerry West is involved? Wow, this is not the Cohan Warriors. And then, obviously, I don't know how overblown it is, how accurate it is, but whatever happened with him and KD and the Hamptons and the rings on the table and all that stuff, and we're going to win them without you and whether you're going to be here and blah, one of the greatest recruiters of all time, and obviously talked the Warriors into and out of many trades that could have changed the fabric of the Warriors.
Clay for Kevin Love. Clay, Barnes, and maybe even Draymond Green for Kevin Love, but he talked them out of that. I got to hear Jerry West speak back in, I think, 2014. He did a sit-down with Tom Tolbert. I forget where it was, Dinner with the Legend or something like that. And got to hear Jerry. I got the photo right there on my Instagram with Jerry West, and he was talking about his all-time starting 5 and just talk about the game and the way it's played and who he likes. Just to hear him talk basketball. To talk about, look at that, 1 of 5 players in NBA history that averaged 25, 5, and 5 in his career.
It's crazy.
14 NBA seasons, 14 All-Star games. 2-time NBA Executive of the Year, 3-time All-American of West Virginia. Even his Memphis tenure with the Memphis Grizzlies, he turned them into a playoff team.
Absolutely.
They made bold trades there. He
Absolutely.
hired Hubie Brown, who became Coach of the Year with the Memphis Grizzlies. But Shaq always tells a story when he was in Orlando, and he's looking to move on. And Jerry West put his rings on the table, and he lit up all the trophies. And he goes, "You come to L.A., that's what's coming for you. That's what we do here. We win championships. Yeah, you could do your movies. You can shoot your commercials. But we also hang banners."
That's 86.
So you look at the Clippers. You look at the Clippers in a way they've been able to recruit talent. Jerry West is part of that whole regime with Steve Ballmer and company. 86 years old and out of nowhere. And that's why I get a little sad as I'm getting older here, because I see Jerry West and the Giants are going to be in Alabama in a couple weeks for the Rick Wood Classic against the St. Louis Cardinals. And it does make me think, how long does Willie Mays have left? That break. Like, I think about that every single day now as I get older, and people are dropping like flies. And I just went to Grandma Essie's funeral, who turned 89, and it was a celebration. It was the first time I ever spoke at a funeral, Shasky. But I said, look, we're going to celebrate this lady's life. She was great. But I start to think about, boy, our heroes. Bill Walton just left us a couple weeks ago. Bill Walton. I thought he was ageless. I thought he'd live on forever. And Jerry West is the same way. He's the same way. And even though he won the one title as a player, we still think of the guy as a winner.
The consummate winner.
Just think about it. The logo. He's the logo for the National Basketball Association. The logo.
I don't even know what to say. I'm really saddened by this one. I never met the man at all, but I just think about all the great memories that the Warriors brought me and his impact on all of that. And look, when you win, everyone is a part of that. When you lose, it feels very lonely. They call it you're an orphan when you lose. And when you win, it's a big family of 20, and everybody's getting credit. But when they brought him into the Warriors, the immediate credibility that he gave just the entire ownership group and the front office and the stability that he symbolized more than anything, whether he actually did things or not, it was the symbolism of bringing in a Jerry West. Things are different. Like, we are taking that logo, or that Laker winning way, and we're going to try to, blend that in to this new startup that we're doing with the Warriors. That's really sad. I mean, and when I think about people that give their life to a sport, obviously, family man. I followed Michelle Wee on Instagram for a long time. Johnny West, she's married to his son, and just to see how, they moved back to LA at a time to be closer to his parents, which is, Jerry West and stuff. Like, he clearly cared about his family and cared about basketball, and he gave his life to the sport, man.
I would love to hear any Jerry West stories from anybody out there. If you actually watched Jerry West play with the LA Lakers back in the day, what type of player he was, what type of dude he was. 888-957-9570. At that dinner with the legend, I remember a story Jerry West was given. And we talk about this a lot off air. Jerry West discussed how when he used to walk into the Great Western Forum, there's a security guard there that would open the door. And Jerry West said over the course of his career, as a player and as an executive, the security guard was there. He spoke to him every single day. How you doing? How's your day going? Life's good? Hey, I'll see you later, man. Take care. And he said he always spoke to the security guards, the ushers, and everything. And he said, hey, you got to be humble, but you got to treat people with respect. And that's one thing I learned. Despite my stature, despite my status, Jerry West had time for everybody to even just say hello. He's the logo. He's walking in. If he's rushing into the gym, security guards understand. It's like, all right, that's Jerry West. He's got to go. But he made it a point, he said, to talk to that guy every single day. Every single day.
I remember when we first got onto the radio and we would lose our minds, and we still do, about, teams coming close and not winning and all that. And I remember Pops telling me a story, like, in this era, there's no way in hell, the way that we consume sports now, where it's championship or you're a loser, that Jerry West would have ever been the logo.
No.
The way sports is now, with the rhetoric that it is, losing 9 times in the finals, there's just no way in hell that you would be the logo of an entire sport. It would be Jordan. It would be Bill Russell. It would be someone else. Magic. It would be someone else. It would not be the guy who literally is more known for losing during his playing career And that's what the logo is him dribbling the ball, obviously. But like, it was something that always stuck in my head. And he's like, I'm not saying that today is wrong, but like, just think about how important that guy was, that even though he lost that much, they still used him as the symbol to represent the sport.
I mean, he won the finals of MVP in a losing effort. The Lakers lost that series to the Celtics in 7 and 69, and he still won finals MVP. Think about his half-court shot in the NBA Finals that sent the game to overtime. Hell, if there's a three-point line, they win that game. You know what I'm saying? They win it in regulation. Like, some of his highlights, just unbelievable. So Jerry West, man, passes away at the age of 86, the logo of the NBA. He's an all-time champ, 1 as a player, 8 as an executive. Let's get to our boy J-Dub. Jordan Watkins in Union City has a Jerry West moment he wants to share on the roast. What's up, Jordan?
Morning, fellas. How y'all doing?
Good.
Good. Yeah. So, first off, rest in peace to Jerry West. I was just thinking about, there's some people that you can see, they show their competitiveness in anything they do, right? So you remember on Inside the NBA, I think they did this for the 75th anniversary, where it was they do like the all-time draft or whatever for people, because I think Charles Barkley, his first pick was Allen Iverson, right? Because he was doing he was like, oh, I thought this was an all-star game. Well, they did it for the 100th, and Jerry West was on that panel too, and just how he was talking about certain players, how he would like bring up a certain team. He was just going so into detail with it. And keep in mind, this is a draft where I think like Quavo was a part of it. You had I know Sue Bird was in there, Candace, all everybody else. But so it was a fun thing. But Jerry West was so locked in to how he was going to make his team with the top 100 guys. And I thought that was just really cool, and it showed, y'all talk about how he helped build the Warriors. Even in like a fun little exercise like that, he was so locked in on it. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was just really cool. So yeah, rest in peace to a legend, man.
Rest in peace to Jerry West, man. Think about that half-court shot in 1970 in the finals, Game 3. Dave DeBusschere hit a jumper. I'm reading it right now, the play. He gave the Knicks a 2-point lead with 3 seconds left. Again, there's no three-point line. Lakers have no timeouts. Jerry West gets the inbound pass from Wilt Chamberlain, dribbles twice, launches a 60-foot rainbow that forces overtime. There's a three-point line. They win that game, and they go up 2-1. Said he hits a 60-foot rainbow jumper to send the finals game to overtime. Think Jalen Suggs winning the game, Gonzaga against UCLA. That's what we're talking about here. And the Lakers would go on to still lose the game. And Jerry West will later on say, I still can't believe we lost that game to the New York Knicks. And they end up losing that series. So, gosh. I mean, he was on the opposite end of Wilt Chamberlain going 36-19-7 in that Game 7. And Jerry West reached the finals 9 times. He was 1 of 8 in the NBA Finals. 1 of 8. But nobody ever bring it up. You know why? Because he gave everything he had in those series. He gave everything he had for the LA Lakers. He gave everything he had in that uniform. Maybe we get Jim Barnett on here. Loving to talk about Jerry West a little bit. We'll still talk some Giants here. But Loveman, if you can, call Jim Barnett. See what he's doing. I would love to hear from Jerry West stories. And if you got any out there, because this is just not anybody.
No.
This is the logo. This is the logo. A 10-time All-NBA first-team member. A guy who's going into the Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame for 3 different roles. He's going into the Hall of Fame. Look, he's in the Hall of Fame as an executive, as a player, and he's going to get inducted today. And we got Michael Cooper coming up at 9:20, actually. So that's perfect. Michael Cooper coaches the Big Three. Coop is going to be on here. He knows Jerry West very, very well.
He served as special assistant to the Lakers' then general manager, Jerry West, back in 94 through 97. So he's very familiar with the executive and the player.
Wow.
Yep. Now, Coop played in the 80s when Jerry West was around. Jerry West was around. He may have coached Coop for 1 year. Unbelievable, man. So we're talking about a guy who's inducted into the Hall of Fame in 3 different roles.
Hell, he could go 4 because the Olympic team that he was a part of in like 1962 got inducted in 2010. So you can say 4 different times.
That's insane.
Unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. And so Jerry West passes away. Some sad news today as we're talking a little Giants. Seeing some text here. 917 Xfinity Mobile text line. Saw Jerry West in college playing for West Virginia at Madison Square Garden. Knew immediately he would be iconic. Plus, met Jerry West via Red Holzman at the Garden. You could tell he was a humble man from West Virginia. That's Howard, 917. From a Warrior perspective, he kept the dynasty intact by telling Lacob and Myers that he was going to quit if they traded Clay for Love. Remember that? I remember thinking that KD was a done deal this Saturday. He signed on a Monday, 4th of July. It was on a Monday, 4th of July that year, 2016. That Saturday, murmurs that came out that Jerry West had a 30-minute conversation with Kevin Durant. And I remember being on the air with Marty Larry at the time. And Marty says, what's going on with Kevin Durant?
The mosaic of free agency.
What's going on, Bonte? Tell me. And I said, man, word is Jerry West just talked to Kevin Durant. And if you know Jerry West, when he talks to a player, he usually seals the deal. Now, I didn't think Kevin Durant was going to sign, but it gave me hope. That was the one I was like, you know what? Maybe this may happen.
And that's when Jerry West started to believe the hype.
That's when I believed the hype because Jerry. It wasn't because of Stephen Curry, Draymond,
you thought he had
Clay.
The Midas touch.
Yeah, it was Jerry West.
Yeah, right.
The closer.
I mean, he was the closer. There's no question about it. And it's just like, man, I can't believe 86 years old. I mean, and one of the fiercest to Jordan Watkins, who called in his phone calls, like, one of the fiercest competitors off the floor in terms of trying to build a team. Every time they showed him in the stands, he had that competitive fire look in his eyes where you knew he wanted to win so bad.
Oh, he was amped.
Almost like he was mad at Kupchak the entire time.
Amped.
Right? And that's the
had a face just amped.
Oh, gosh.
Amped up. And he, when he left on the Warriors, it was true. He wanted to get back at Lacob and company. He wanted to stick it to him with the Clippers. There's no doubt.
What happened there?
I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't revisited that story in a long, long time. Was it amicable? I don't remember. I don't remember it. 8 years ago. Just kind of went and kind of washed. He just went on and moved on to the Clippers. But I know it wasn't the prettiest situation.
Well, like in my head, there's the image of him and KD after the championship where he's got like the blue plaid. Maybe it's not plaid. He was wearing like a blue suit. And I just remember KD's holding one of the MVP trophies and he's got his arm around him. It must have been the first year because when did he leave? 18?
Yeah. He left after 2017. And I know he didn't want to leave their franchise. That was the talk. He had spoken about it. He was very sad about leaving the Warriors. That was a quote from Jerry West. I'm very sad about leaving this organization. And it's disgusting. He goes, here it is right here. I'm just looking at a report from Tim Kawakabe. And Jerry West sat down with Tim Kawakabe. Frankly, it was very sad, okay? It really was. A place where I thought that if I was going to work another year or somebody wanted me to work another year, I thought I could contribute. I did not want to leave. I was very happy there. He was 79 at the time. And of course, he joined the Warriors in 2011 as an advisor to owner Joe Lacob. And of course, they built it. He was an advocate for drafting Klay Thompson. But he goes, it was time for me to leave. I'm in Los Angeles again. For me, I'll have a chance to go in the office a little bit and watch some of the people that have been hired to watch our coaches coach. I've often said I've done some crazy things in my life because of timing, and maybe the timing was right. So he was sad about leaving the Warriors and what they had built together with the Golden State Warriors. So Jerry West, man, I'm sure the Warriors are honoring him next season.
Yeah, absolutely.
The NBA is going to wear a patch in his honor. Now all the talks about maybe changing the logo. Probably going to stick around forever.
No, you can't change it.
You can't change it.
You can't change it. Why would you want to change the logo? It's
remember there was talks about when Kobe passed away.
Well, you could do something separate for Kobe.
And they did. The All-Star Game MVP.
I think that, I don't know. I think the logo's pretty iconic.
Yeah,
I would leave it just the way it is.
But there was talks about it.
Yeah,
remember,
you're right. There were.
So he'll be honored. Just damn. Jerry West.
I know.
You just don't expect it on a day like this. Bill Walton a couple weeks ago, Jerry West. Now our heroes, slowly but surely, are starting to fall.
Well, and that's like, I don't know, the way I view it, that's kind of like one of the greatest generations. If you're in your late 80s through 90s, like you survived, at some age, you were very young, right after the Depression, World War II, the Cold War, everything that happened in Vietnam, all of the social movements that have happened in this country. I mean, civil rights movement, just all the labor laws, like that era of Americans is one of the greatest generations of all time.
And he's one of the great Americans of all time.
Absolutely.
Jerry West. one of the greatest Americans we've had out here of all time. It is interesting, though, when you bring up that he was 1 of 8 in the NBA Finals and how that rhetoric will go today. There is going to be some young punk. He was 1 of 8 in the Finals. He's a logo. And people just don't understand who Jerry West is.
Well, it's like Jim Kelly, right? Like when I hear people talk down on Jim Kelly, I'm like, no, you didn't see him play.
You didn't see him play.
Because he was awesome.
Well, I feel like you already kind of have people doing that to LeBron James. Oh, he lost, multiple finals, and you're going to use that as a knock against him because Jordan went 6-0. But that still does not take away from just how great LeBron was.
No doubt. No doubt. But like it's just like the Atlanta Braves.
Right. You're right. Jim Kelly was the K gun. Andre Reed, Thurman Thomas. You wake up in the morning because they showed a lot of Buffalo games on our television.
They were sick.
10 in the morning, Orchard Park, winds blowing in like, damn,
Neil Smith.
Somebody's getting blown out.
Or Bruce Smith, excuse me.
And they were blowing dudes out like it was nothing. 100%. Games were over at halftime.
Yep. Lofton and Reed were so sick. They were so sick. Tasker. Well, and then Steve Tasker, great call on that. Like, I always think like the Atlanta Braves, like the Atlanta Braves of the 90s.
Yep.
Like, I don't think they've become a laughingstock per se, but it's like, they didn't win enough. It's like, that was one of the greatest teams ever assembled.
They were dominant.
For a decade plus.
You knew they were in the playoffs. They were baked into the playoffs.
They were incredible.
Incredible.
That's why we were, talking about greatest third baseman, a couple years back. I don't think anyone would say, I don't know, maybe people wouldn't say Chipper Jones off the top of their head. In my life, it's Chipper Jones. Even though he only won the one World Series.
Yeah,
to me, Chipper Jones is one of the greatest baseball players ever, right? And I just don't think we talk about people that way.